Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel, and today we're going to check out some Guilt Trip.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Right, well, let's go and check it out.
Fucking get in.
Sweet dreams.
There we go. Guilt Trip and Sweet Dreams. Now, I've never heard this band before. Never heard of them. So I'm going to go last because you're going to help me out and let me understand a little bit about this band. So I'm going to throw it to Andy first.
Thank you for sharing that one. I mean, I think that is a new song that's out, and I haven't heard it before. I haven't got around to listen to it, but absolutely love this band. I got into them when I sort of randomly downloaded a UK hardcore playlist on Spotify, and this is one band that stood out on that. So I listened to their 2019 album River of Lies, and no word of lie, I play it almost every day. It topped my Spotify Wrapped list of artists and album, and this is very typical of the tracks from that. Very typical of what this band produces. Punchy, hardcore. We were talking about early in the session, or might have been in our live stream, about do we want to stop people enjoying themselves at hardcore shows, spin kicking. This music makes me want to do that. This music makes me want to go to a hardcore show, or certainly a Guilt Trip show. And I say it's very typical of them. They love bringing in a guest vocalist, which is what happened on this track. They like Kirk, you can probably sort of clarify the terminology, but they use a lot of the single guitar playing on its own, with the sort of interspersed sort of punches coming in before the riff, and the sort of rest of the band joins in for the rest of the riff. Vocals seem to me like, I'm sure it's the same guy, but they seem a slightly lower register than the River of Lies album. But yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. And if that's an indicator of what their new album's going to be like, there'll be a new one topping my Spotify Wrapped this year. That was really, really good. I mean, the video looked like a cut scene from a Mortal Kombat video game. Not quite sure what that was all about. You know, you can't really see the connection to Sweet Dreams, but what a track. And what a way to finish off our session. I absolutely love that. Thank you so much. That's made my day.
Kirk?
I admire the machine head riffs at the beginning, you know, with those natural harmonics.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going to like the song as soon as the drums came in. Yeah, Andy, what you're describing at the beginning, thrash metal really pioneered that, where you'll have the riff playing really fast. I'll have another guitar accent in it. And then the drums come in and then they establish the beat. So that one, it was beat down straight away with a groove. And then I like how they switched up and accelerated into a really rough, hardcore sound. When I say rough, I mean like drop tune guitars in that tempo are always going to sound ugly. And that's exactly what they were aiming for. Is there a better way to introduce a breakdown than threatening someone as a motherfucker? Come on. As soon as you hear that, you just know the riff's coming, and you can imagine yourself at that gig, can't you? I really like the vocals as well. You know, that hardcore shrieking almost, isn't it? And the technique to that's actually quite difficult, because I've watched some vocal coaching videos on this. And apparently the way you do that is you've got to deliberately try to almost sing out of key or out of tune to get to that next part of the register. And once you've mastered it, it sounds like that. So it always still sounds like it's in danger of going out of key, but that's the menace to it. This is hardcore. It's not meant to be polished. Some excellent guitar riffs, really could hear the deep incursions of the bass. Like Andy, I say it, my type of music, hardcore, certainly metallic hardcore, seems to be one of those genres that I can just put an album on and it's very rare that I'll be disappointed by it. It just brings so much energy and it allows you to release your aggression as well. Dave, though, the important thing is, what did you think of it?
Okay, so obviously first time hearing it. Let's talk about the video first before I get to the music. So my thought is that the video is about a nightmare. So something going on. This person's in a nightmare. The spikes thing. It's all that. There's bits of falling in there. There's a monster in there, and that's why I think it's called Sweet Dreams in irony. Sweet Dream versus a nightmare, and I think that's why the video's been done that way. That's my guess. It's the only way I can. Otherwise, I have no idea what it's on about. So hardcore is not my natural. I probably only own 10 hardcore albums in total. And it's probably why my first thought of reference when I heard certain parts of this was, oh, this sounds quite a lot like Biohazard. Because I love Biohazard. That certain bit when he has there's like a harmonized vocal bit, really reminds me of what Biohazard does. When they and he does this like low vocal bit underneath it, and you harmonize it with Billy and Evan, which is great that they're all back together again, working on a new album potentially. Fucking awesome.
Oh, that's good news. Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a bit of news came out. They got together for some festivals and they decided to write again, which is kind of cool to see Biohazard back together, original lineup. The one thing that I always found though with any of the hardcore bands that I've heard is that if you took the vocalist away, you could pretty much interchange all the musicians, because the breaks, the beats, and everything feel very formulaic within hardcore. It's the vocalist that kind of holds it together for me within a lot of these bands. Because when you took the vocalist out of that song, it's good, it's solid, it's heavy, you get into it, but I'd be like, that sounds like a lot of hardcore bands to me. And maybe that's because I don't have enough different hardcore bands. I mean, I was listening to that going, yeah, Sentient could have dropped that, Broken Tooth could have dropped that, Own Your Life could have dropped that. I'm like, it kind of all feels quite samey to me. And that may not be a bad thing, because I was able to get into it. I enjoyed it. Vocals kind of held it together, which does worry me when you're saying that they get a lot of guest vocals then, because if you're into a band and they get a lot of different vocalists in that, you might not get the right vibe. You might get someone in it and you're like, why the hell did they pick that vocalist? That's not going to work. But could make it really interesting that they get something quite different on it. But I enjoyed the track. I also like the fact it was only 2 minutes and 48 seconds long. It's always good about hardcore tracks. They just kind of get there, they punch you in the gut, and they fuck off again. But yeah, I definitely want to check them out again. I'm not as passionate about hardcore as you guys are, but as I said, I do like Biohazard. I do this.
It's not my main genre. Like I say, I just, you know, following, you know, watching On Your Life, perhaps. I don't know, just randomly put on UK hardcore playlist, and when I found one that wasn't dance music, you know,
yeah.
Guilt Trip stood out, and I just absolutely love what they do.
I mean, it's a good new song. I mean, I was listening before we went on to the video today. I was listening to Biohazard Tales from the Hard Side.
Oh,
I thought it was just a banging track. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I love that. And the video was awesome. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm right in the mood now. Bit of hardcore like that, a bit of Punishment. You know, it's just there's so many good tracks by Biohazard.
This is more like metallic hardcore, isn't it? Because you know, hardcore starts out as punk, doesn't it? Minor Threat, the Circle Jerks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's not my sort of thing.
No, same here. I've got no time for
hardcore,
that.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, hardcore to me only becomes good when they basically get rid of the punk side of things. They keep the spirit and the attitude, but they get rid of the crappy musicianship. And they've heard thrash metal, and then they start listening to Pantera and bands like that, and putting groove in there and beat down.
Yeah.
When it becomes interesting for me.
Yeah, well, there we go. Guilt Trip and Sweet Dreams. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.